Okay, and we are live. So, y'all, I meant to go live earlier, but my allergies were acting up.
Just when we thought we had seen it all in the world of reality TV, drama, love, and marriage, something unexpected happened in Huntsville that nobody could have predicted. What started as a typical reality show conflict quickly turned into a messy and intense situation involving Mel, Lexi, and Nell Fluchter. This is not your usual reality TV feud. While we're used to seeing celebrities throw insults on social media or even engage in physical altercations on camera, this situation has escalated far beyond what anyone imagined. Fans of the show, who have been watching closely, have jumped in, and they are not holding back. The drama is now so intense that it's even pulling the OWN network, the platform that airs the show, into the conflict. This isn't just a matter of reality stars arguing anymore, it's grown into something much larger, and fans are fired up. In fact, they are so passionate about what's been happening that they've decided to take action. A petition has been started, and it's quickly gaining traction. People are rallying behind it, making it clear that they are fed up with what they've been witnessing and want to see some kind of change. What began as a simple disagreement between a few reality stars has now exploded into a full-blown public issue. Fans are no longer just sitting on the sidelines, watching the drama unfold on their screens. They are actively getting involved and voicing their frustrations. This situation has turned into more than just a typical feud. It's become a symbol of how reality TV, and the way these shows are produced, can spark real-world reactions from viewers. The petition that's circulating isn't some casual, throwaway attempt. It's gaining momentum, and it seems like the people who have been watching this drama unfold are truly upset. They are calling for changes not just within the show, but possibly in the way reality TV is produced and how it handles conflict. Fans feel that they've been caught in the middle of something that has spiraled out of control, and now they are demanding that their voices be heard. The OWN network, which was once just the home to this kind of entertainment, is now facing backlash. People are calling out the network for how it has handled the situation, and there are accusations that it has fueled the fire by continuing to air the drama instead of putting a stop to it. Reality TV is no stranger to controversy, but this time, it feels different. What was meant to entertain has now created a situation that fans feel personally invested in. They are no longer just watching actors play out scripted scenarios, they are witnessing real people being dragged into something ugly, and it's hitting home for many of them. This situation is a wake-up call for the industry. Reality TV thrives on conflict, but there's a fine line between entertainment and exploitation. Fans are now seeing how the stakes of these shows can affect not only the stars involved but also the viewers who become emotionally attached to the drama. With a petition now in the mix, it's clear that the audience's power is stronger than ever. People who have spent years following the ups and downs of these stars are now standing up, and they are demanding change. The situation has also sparked a broader...
That's why I'm like kind of like I'm trying not to squint, but I had to go rewash my face a little bit. As y'all can see, I got like my moisturizer on my neck. But hey, Couture Babe.
Conversation about the impact of reality TV on the stars themselves. When these shows first began, many viewers saw them as light-hearted entertainment, an escape from the everyday grind. But as these stars' lives have become more public and the drama has grown more intense, the line between reality and entertainment has become increasingly blurred. The feud between Mel, Lexi, and Nell Fluchter is a prime example of how reality TV can get out of hand, with real consequences for those involved. The stars aren't just playing characters anymore, they are real people with real emotions, and their lives are on display for the world to see. As the petition continues to gain support, one thing is clear: the power of the audience is growing. Fans who once passively watched the drama are now taking charge, showing that they have a voice in how this kind of entertainment is produced. This situation may be the beginning of a shift in how reality TV is viewed and created. The lines between the audience and the stars are becoming more blurred, and it's clear that the days of mindlessly consuming these shows without considering their impact are over. In the end, this situation in Huntsville is more than just another reality TV feud. It's a sign that the audience is starting to have more control over the narrative. The petition is not just about the drama between Mel, Lexi, and Nell Fluchter. It's about viewers stepping up and taking ownership of the content they consume. This is a moment of change for reality TV, and it's impossible to ignore the power of the fans who are now demanding something different from the shows they've been watching for years. What started as just another argument has turned into a movement that could change the way reality TV is produced and consumed forever. We've seen petitions before, and we've seen fans become upset, but this time around it's completely different. The drama between Mel Lexi and Nell Fluchter has gone so far that it could force significant changes in the way things are handled on the show and possibly even affect the future of love and marriage Huntsville itself. If enough people support it, this petition could actually have real consequences that shake up not just the stars involved but the entire OWN network. Fans are demanding accountability, fairness, and possibly even the removal of certain figures from the show. This is the kind of thing that networks don't take lightly, and when fans mobilize like this, it sends a message that can't be ignored. The most absurd part is that the OWN network has remained completely silent on the matter, at least for the time being. This goes far beyond personal feuds and has grown into something much bigger. When thousands of people start speaking out and demanding change, the pressure builds, and eventually someone has to address the issue. The question is how long they can ignore this before they are forced to respond. Will they step in and fix things, or will this petition push them into an even bigger crisis? Silence in situations like this doesn't always mean power. Sometimes it means panic. However, what distinguishes this narrative is that it's not a one-time scandal that will disappear after a few days. This is destiny taking an unexpected turn, because what began as a reality TV dispute has grown into something much larger that could rock the show's foundation and perhaps even force OWN Network to reconsider their strategy. This kind of backlash can result in contract changes, cast reorganizations, and even significant executive decisions behind the scenes. If OWN doesn't take immediate action, the situation could worsen and cause damage that won't be easy to repair. Stay with me because we're going to break down exactly what led to this explosive petition, how Mel Lexi and Nell Fluchter are each responding, and how the OWN network may be in for the biggest crisis. It's not just about the stars involved, it's also about the audience, the very people who keep the show alive. When reality TV fans feel ignored or mistreated, they don't just sit back and watch. They take action, demand justice, call out networks, and fight for what they believe is right. They've dealt with it a long time, and I promise you that this is a narrative you won't want to miss in order to really comprehend the turmoil that has broken out in their marriage and love. We need to stand back and see how this all began. Huntsville LH Universe. Over the years, the program, which is renowned for its intense confrontations and long-standing disputes, has seen its share of drama, but the most recent controversies have raised the stakes to a level that even the most seasoned reality TV viewers didn't anticipate. Three important actors are at the heart of this firestorm. Melody Holt. Mel, as anybody who follows Lamy knows, tension has been building between Lexi and Nell Fluchter for a while. It began as little arguments and behind-the-scenes whispers, but what began as tiny fissures in their relationship swiftly grew into a full-blown conflict. Millions watched the war unfold in real time, and initially, Mel and Lexi were seen as being on the same side, often standing alongside against shared opponents. But as things changed, alliances fell apart and new resentments were created. This is where things get interesting, because what should have been just another reality TV fallout quickly became much more complicated than anyone could have imagined. Lexi and Mel got into a heated argument that quickly got out of hand and involved Nell Fluchter. The drama quickly spread from the show to social media, where the real battles are now frequently fought through cryptic posts, indirect shade, and pointed criticism. Subtweets were flung as allegations began to flood timelines, leaving followers frantically trying to piece together the facts. Fans started to notice a pattern where some cast members were being given preference while others seemed to be pushed to the side, and Fletcher in particular became the focus of accusations after Instagram stories were posted and removed and live sessions were held where each person gave their side of the story, but without ever fully addressing the issue head-on. The confusion only made things worse. Controversy, as many speculated that she had insider influence over the network, potentially influencing the portrayal of certain cast members. This theory gained even more traction when the OWN network appeared to ignore the criticism and carried on with business as usual. But the shocking part is that this is when fans decided they had had enough. It was no longer just messy drama. It was now about fairness, transparency, and whether certain figures were being protected at the expense of others who were angry about what they perceived as. They took an action that no one anticipated. They started a petition against the OWN network itself. We're not just talking about a few irate tweets, though. Thousands of signatures are flooding in with demands ranging from firing specific producers to reorganizing the show's operations. Some are even calling for the removal of specific cast members they believe are manipulating the narrative and the show's operations. Figures that continue to rise. But what distinguishes the narrative? Fans have been agitated during celebrity feuds in the past, but this is completely different. This is more than simply a fleeting, dramatic moment. This is a movement. The OWN network is in a difficult situation because viewers aren't just talking, they are acting, organizing, mobilizing, and making it plain that they won't back down until real change occurs.
Do they ignore the
backlash and hope it goes away, or do they admit the problem and run the risk of revealing the inner workings of the show? In any case, the pressure is mounting, and whether they are prepared or not, a response is inevitable. The million-dollar question is what will happen next. Will Nell Lexi and Nell Fluchter continue their conflict on social media? Will the OWN network be compelled to end their silence? And most importantly, will this petition truly make a difference? If it does, it could mark a pivotal moment not just for Lamb, but for reality TV in general. Fletcher chose to respond exactly when viewers felt they had seen it all. Let me tell you, this did not go down well since, up until this point, the drama had primarily been driven by CRYP postings, indirect allegations and shady remarks, but Nell's response, oh, it wasn't subtle at all, wasn't meant to diffuse the issue. Rather, it was a full-on offensive, and the internet went crazy. It all began when fans started to speculate that Nell was behind. Nell's influence over the OWN network resulted in unfair treatment of some cast members and biased storylines. Some even accused her of using her connections to push a narrative that benefited her while making others look bad. As the rumors spread, pressure mounted on Nell to respond, and she did so in a now viral social media tirade. Nell categorically denied the accusations, calling them delusional and asserting that people were only upset because they didn't control their own storylines. Let me tell you, those words set the internet on fire. But here's where it gets interesting. Rather than ending the backlash, they suggested that if certain cast members weren't happy with how they were being portrayed, they might want to examine their own behavior. Nell's remarks simply exacerbated the situation. Fans thought she was being condescending, haughty, and totally disconnected from the annoyance that had been growing for weeks. Within hours, social media was inundated with even more. People criticized her for deceiving the public and refusing to accept responsibility, and the OWN network further exacerbated the situation by remaining utterly silent. Now, let's talk about the network's own radio silence. Since reality TV is based on drama, it usually either confronts controversy head-on or uses it as a chance to increase engagement. But this time there were no statements, PR responses, or behind-the-scenes videos to clear the air. Complete silence, and that silence only served to fuel the flames. Fans interpreted it as evidence that the network had something to conceal, that they were shielding Nell, and that their hands weren't exactly clean in this situation. As each hour went by without a response, the petition against the network continued to gain speed and momentum, and this is how the movement began. What began as a few irate voices swiftly grew into thousands of signatures, and fans were tired of being ignored and making sure their voices were heard. Initially raising doubts about whether the petition would even be successful, whether anyone would actually listen, or whether this would just be another forgotten online protest. However, the most bizarre part came when rumors began to circulate from purported insiders at OWN, stating that the network was genuinely anxious. The stakes shifted when executives realized they had miscalculated the magnitude of the response and were now frantically trying to find out how to deal with it behind the scenes.
If these claims are true,
Lexi made the shocking decision to blow the lid off everything. She released screenshots, messages, and behind-the-scenes tea that could completely alter the conversation from what has been leaked so far. This is when destiny takes a surprising turn. They had remained quiet for weeks, apparently ignoring the petition, the criticism, and the growing movement against them. But now that Lexi's receipts are involved, they may not have any other option. Online pressure is increasing, and sources claim that executives are being driven into emergency damage control. May now be the time that the OWN network finally speaks up? If they do, it may alter everything, including who stays and who goes and how the program is created. Gets cut, but if they keep ignoring it, they run the risk of losing even more credibility and perhaps even the audience's trust.
So, what will happen next?
Will Lexi's receipts reveal the truth? Will the petition actually force real change? Because if this keeps getting worse, it won't just be about Lamb anymore. It might become a turning point for reality TV as a whole. This story is still developing, and believe me, we're keeping an eye on it because things are only getting messier. From this point forward, O Network is in a tight spot, and now that Lexi's shocking receipts are public, the pressure is greater than ever. Will the network finally speak out and resolve the issue, or will they keep ignoring the backlash and risk a worse fallout? Fans aren't sitting around, and the petition against their company is getting more signatures every hour, so if the network doesn't do anything, viewers might decide to take matters into their own hands. Could we be seeing a significant change in reality TV in which networks are unable to maintain narrative control without facing repercussions? One thing is certain: this isn't just another scandal that will go away quickly. However, I'd like to know if you think I'll finally respond or if they'll try to ignore it. Additionally, do Lex's receipts provide conclusive evidence of what's actually been going on behind the scenes? Leave a comment below with your opinions, and let's continue this discussion.